as I can be.
Hello, I'm Heather Alisa Laude, and I'm so proud to introduce to you E.C. Holmes, my friend, Edward Charles Holmes. E.C. Holmes is a guitarist, and he is also coping with cancer. Ed has visited me in the studio, and he so kindly came here to talk about how music can heal, and then how when you have cancer, the things you can cope with. Ed, what I would like to know is that a few years ago you had felt symptoms and pain, the same symptoms that later on you went to the emergency room with. Before you got the treatment for cancer and the diagnosis for cancer, can you tell me what you would do without a doctor's help?
Oh, it was pretty hard. I wasn't doing much of anything unless I absolutely had to do it, because I already had problems with my spine before, so I had that pain, and then this pain got to the point where I was either in bed or soaking in a hot tub to try to relieve some of the pain, and then I force myself to try to eat something on a daily basis. So I was like, it was from the bed to the tub, from the tub back to the bed to the refrigerator, and back to bed.
It was like a miserable dance.
For about a year like that. I kept thinking, I had other problems like the rheumatoid, and I thought that the pain in my arm was from the rheumatoid at first.
Rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah, and I thought it was just getting worse, So I didn't think much of it. Then when I got really sick, and then at your prompting, I went to the hospital, and I found out I had pneumonia, but then they came back after doing some tests and said I had lung cancer also. So I was in the hospital for about 3 months.
You went from the emergency room, and did they send you to the convalescent hospital?
Well, I was in the hospital for about a week, and then they sent me to the convalescent hospital, and I stayed there for like close to 3 months.
And may I say that when Ed E.C. Went to the hospital, he just asked for 2 things. Usually people, when they go to hospitals, they want this and they need that, and bring me some flowers and make me some cotton candy. But all Ed asked for was his guitar and his Bible.
And my friend.
And your friend, which is
three things.
I'm your friend. I visited him faithfully, and Ed's experience in the convalescent home, I missed him so much since we lived 4 doors down from each other in the actual part of Sacramento called Mansion Flats. And Ed was going to be the vice president of Mansion Flats Production Studio as we started laying the foundation. Unfortunately, Ed needs a break.
Yeah, too bad.
Now, Ed, when you're healing with your guitar,
I still keep trying to mess with it.
And what are your influences when you play the guitar?
Oh, I'm influenced by, I'd have to say, all the, good rock and roll from the 60s and 70s, and even some from the 80s and 90s, the heavy metal. I can't get into that, but
I'm an opera singer, and E.C. Holmes right here introduced me to Metallica, which is my favorite band, and he lets me practice Nothing Else Matters in his apartment where nobody can hear.
Yeah, it's I guess I picked up a lot of little influences from a lot of people, a lot of different things, even a little classical stuff here and there that I was just the type, I picked up the guitar and started playing, and I wasn't very good at it, and it just became a hobby most of my life because I had to work and survive and stuff. And then when my back got bad, I thought, well, since I can't work, I might as well practice guitar, and I started getting fairly good at it, and I thought, well, maybe there's something here. And then the cancer came along and kind of shot that down, so But it's, you know, it
No.
is what it is.
And
It
now
is what
knowing
it
you
is.
have cancer, and you're my best friend so I can do this, knowing that you have cancer, I've never heard you say the word all over, kaput, done. It just,
Yeah.
but there are some things that go unspoken. There are
Yeah.
some things that, even between best friends, which, you know, I've been asked to take care of a lot of things should the worst happen. We don't call it dying, we call it taking a crap.
There we go.
That's what we call it. And we're prepared for that as friends. But musically, there's an entire tape of Ed playing that he made for me, which I will hold on to. But I felt that since there was making of a rockumentary called Ed in Bed, the rockumentary was going to be about the practicing and like getting better of your arm, and he has cancer that is wrapped into his arm, and that is why it hurts to play the guitar. If you are a guitarist, and you know that after a little while you start to feel it if you do emote and use your expressions while playing your instrument like Ed does. You eventually hurt you can, if you put your back into it, you'll get some back pain. And so I don't want anything in his will, and what I have asked Ed for is to just do the next right thing and just say yes to chemo, and he's in another round of chemotherapy, and to say yes to radiation and all of the things that the doctors do. But mostly what he does is it's our love for each other that keeps him alive.
Yes.
The rockumentary, this is still in progress, but it's turning into a man coping with cancer. What I'd like to point out that I'm so proud of is Ed just finished, that's my dog buddy, Ed just finished a round of chemotherapy, and he still has all this beautiful hair. I'm really proud of it. And thank you so much. This was our interview. To be continued. Thank you.